Welcome. I'm Kinetic Symphony. I hunt down and report on weird and true mysterious stories, from glitches to the paranormal. Case file number 1422, written by Reiku 10126, The White Beasts on Loxahatchee Road. Years ago, me and my brother got ice cream from Carvel and were driving home when I made a wrong turn and ended up on this dark road with no streetlights and so much wood. We were driving when this large white creature thing ran across. My brother and I almost hit it, but something told me to keep driving and don't stop. I thought it was a dog or a fox or a panther, maybe an albino one, but it just didn't match the description. It did kind of look like an albino deer, but larger and scarier. We sped home, ice cream dripping from how hard we clinched it. I just remember this sense of dread. We both took long showers, and I spent time reading and listening to bhajans, religious Hindu music. I needed some to keep me calm, and that was it. There was just something so menacing about that event. I didn't get Carvel again for a while because I kept thinking of that night and that thing. I still am not sure what it was. It was in Parkland, Florida, on Loxahatchee Road. The road leads to the Everglades too. If anyone has any ideas, I would love to know. Case notes of file 1422, The White Beasts on Loxahatchee Road. So there are innumerable beasts out there that we haven't discovered yet, but I believe it's multiverse related. We'll often see beasts, creatures that don't exist in our universe, but for a flash in our perception. Through the looking glass, you'll never know what you find. And the curious thing is, the looking glass is everywhere, but only at specific times. Case file number 1423, written by flcwerings. Diabolical Doodles. So this was a couple years ago. I was 17 or so at the time. My mom, little sister, 14 then, and uncle all lived in a rented 4-bedroom house together. It was a really weird setup with additions that obviously happened at different times, because the front door was in the garage, so you had to go through this metal gate. My mom was very adamant about it always being locked, night and day, full house or not, and go through the garage to get to the front door. In the garage was a little room that was kind of a setup as a workshop but also perfect for storage, and my mom had a bunch of holiday decorations boxes we put in there. So, Halloween comes and we go in there to get the boxes, and I find a little leather notebook. It was nice, so I grabbed it because I really adore nice journals. After everything is decorated, I look at the journal, and it's mostly gibberish. A lot of scribbled out stuff I couldn't read. Very messy handwriting that did not match anyone in the house or anyone I could think of. I asked everyone if it was theirs, and they all confirmed it wasn't. Whatever, I liked it. It's mine now. On the bookshelf it goes. No creepiness yet. Christmas comes around, Mom's favorite holiday. So there are a million boxes we need to grab, and we go into the garage storage room. We're grabbing boxes, and in the middle of the 2 boxes is a piece of paper from the notebook, the one I found a few months before. Which is really weird, since it wasn't there when we moved in, or when we were putting the boxes away after Halloween. Also, the notebook has been in my room this whole time. The writing this time was a little more unsettling. It was written in a very childish handwriting. A lot was scribbled out, very rough, like enough to indent the paper, almost rip the paper through, and random words that once again were gibberish. This was a little freaky, but not freaky enough to get rid of the notebook, which hindsight could have caused some crap. I really liked it. It was pretty and fit well with my collection of notebooks. I didn't ever use it though, because spooky, I guess. We lived there for 2 years. Nothing big happens. We get some loud noises occasionally. Wasn't super old, but probably built in the 70s or 80s, so we figured it was just normal house noises. Things sometimes go missing. My sister and I get a sort of off vibe from the house, but my mom isn't a big believer in that stuff. She thinks it can maybe possibly kind of probably happen, just is very doubtful it will happen to her. Parents in a horror movie type, for sure. But anyway, nothing super scary happens for 2 years. Now we're moving out. I'm assigned to grab the holiday bins because apparently it makes sense to make the 5-foot child-sized girl grab heavy boxes. Oh well. I go in there and I'm moving boxes out of the room, no biggie. I moved one box and nailed, and I mean nailed. There wasn't drywall in there, just heavy, thick plywood, and it was in there with actual nails that you would have to hammer into the wall. So behind this box, we have moved plenty of times and definitely would have seen before was a shirt with the front of it with quite a bit of blood on it. My blood to be exact, because of a bad nosebleed, which is extra weird because I've had maybe 6 or 7 in my life, but they were always very heavy. This also happened before we moved into this house, and I was pretty damn sure I threw away because 1, I remember doing it, and 2, why would I ever keep it? This scared me, I think rightfully so. So badly, I ran in the house and immediately told everyone I refused to finish the job. My sister also refused, and my uncle had to finish and take the shirt down, plus throw it away. My mom was even too freaked out to deal with it. And the thing is, I know it wasn't a prank. My mom is not at all like that. My sister isn't devious enough or tall enough, 4'10", and the shirt was about 6 feet up the wall, to accomplish that. And my uncle would for sure do something like that, but he is the type of person that he wants you to know once it's over that he accomplished that, and that he was the mastermind who pranked you, basically immediately. So, some 5 years later, I would definitely know about it. Plus, we didn't live with him at the time I threw the shirt away. It's still one of the creepiest things that has ever happened to me, and anytime my sister and I bring it up to my mom to discuss probable explanations, she dismisses it rather quickly and seems visibly rattled by it, which freaks me out more because she is not that type. It's still one of my favorite scary stories to tell because what the hell? Case notes for file 1423. Diabolical Doodles. The notebook I think is embedded with a spirit. Nothing else could have pulled that bloodied shirt to you, and there'd be no reason to do so unless the intent was to freak you out, terrorize you. Mission accomplished. And also, your uncle was a proper prankster. Indeed, the whole point is the payoff. The reaction and the realization that you're the one that created that momentary burst of adrenaline and confusion in their life. It's just fun. Without that payoff, there's no point to the prank. And now time for the quote of the day. After 12 years of therapy, my psychiatrist said something that brought tears to my eyes. He said, "No hablo English." Ronnie shakes. Yes, I think if you're going to a therapist and you discover after 12 years that they don't speak your language, there's a problem there. I think though the joke is that therapists often just listen, which can be very good and therapeutic in of itself, in just talking to someone. Of course, I think they do more than that, but I've never been to therapy myself, so I think it probably has a lot of use, but it just depends on what you're looking to gain from it. You have to know why you want to go, I think is the core point of it. Like the video, subscribe, hit the bell. Kinetic Symphony signing off.